So what's going on? I just got done with my shift here, Unitech College, as you can see. So
GPS connected.
yep.
Red light camera ahead.
So yeah, let's
Red light camera ahead.
probably upgrade my camera because there's this thing that never goes away, and on the camera it kind of blurs that out. But I'll probably upload to a GoPro or something. I might use this as like a 360 cam, attached to the back of my car when I take it out to the drag strip or something, or the track.
Red light camera ahead. Red light camera ahead. Red light camera ahead.
Yeah.
Turn left. In 600 feet.
Red light
Turn
camera
left.
As much as I
Then turn
love driving my Honda Civic Si real fast, I love the instant torque of a naturally aspirated V8.
Turn right. Then turn right on Auto Mall Parkway.
One thing that,
Turn right on Auto Mall Parkway.
automatic transmission, it doesn't feel as rewarding as getting the clutch in the right place, but you get this instant launch, just hold.
In 1.2 miles.
Yeah, that was a quick
Turn
launch.
right to I-680 North, towards Sacramento.
We going kind of fast though. Yeah. Look at that Accord. Hauling ass.
K-band. Red light camera ahead.
But yeah, you get this instant torque. It's just, you just step on the gas pedal and you're flying. When you got a powerful transmission powerful engine mated to like a 10-speed or an 8-speed automatic, it's just, automatic is just so good at shifting these days.
In half a mile.
But
Turn right.
manual shift makes you a better driver, and it's pretty rewarding. I mean, when you go fast in a manual, you legitimately earned it. Man, that Accord's got some serious big Ultima energy. I'm telling you, man. You just gotta watch out in Fremont, because a lot of people, man, they cannot drive worth a shit. Alright, we're clear. Go right.
Turn right to I-680 North, towards Sacramento.
Manual is fun, but sometimes you got the automatic and the computer doing everything for you, especially when you got track mode going on. And compared to the Civic, one thing I like about the Dodge Challenger or the Hellcat is people get out of your way. In a Civic, people cut you off more, is what I notice. And in a Dodge,
Continue straight for 30 minutes to exit 30A, I-580 East, toward Livermore, Stockton.
man, this dude's slow as fuck. Woo! Alright, we merged.
K-band.
Man, after being in the Civic all week, I forgot how fast this thing is. I mean, compared to all the cars in the internet, you're gonna get gapped by these roll racers on the internet, all these clout cars, but for just normal everyday driving, as just a regular guy that enjoys cars, like as just a normal regular car enthusiast that doesn't care about clout or necessarily winning every roll race there is, this car's pretty fast. I mean, especially how it feels after being in a Civic Si all week. And I love that Civic Si. It's a car I drive kind of quick in too. But yeah. So anyways, as I was saying with, nursing school, I just got done. I was just helping teach clinical. It's kind of one of the things I do for VN. But I just found out as a nurse practitioner student, I do fit those prerequisites. A year experience working as a teacher.
Watch out. Vehicle on shoulder ahead.
A year or more experience working at bedside. And going to school, it turns out, even though I haven't graduated yet as a nurse practitioner, being a student in the NP program, that does qualify me to teach RN and to teach BSN. So that's something I'll plan on doing. It'll be a really cool thing to do on the side job. Don't know where from, but somebody's watching my speed. I feel like they're always watching your speed here, but you gotta watch out. The traffic's all backed up.
K-band.
Well, it was fun while we were allowed to go fast. Man, these Dodge brakes are really good, like these SRT brakes. Because, you got a big ass car. If you're going this fast, when you make 485 horsepower, you gotta have good brakes. And these brakes that I have on my Shakedown, my 392, man, these were made to stop a Hellcat, So these are really good brakes. But yeah, in order to basically teach for the RN program, you gotta be in school either for your MSN or higher. For me, it's being an FNP, like a nurse practitioner. So I'm putting some serious consideration into it. I think it'll be
19 minutes.
It'll be a good opportunity, and and I kind of miss those days and kind of revisiting. I mean, the whole reason I went back and the reason I teach I teach VN at Unitech is I kind of miss those days when I was a student and there wasn't really a care in the world. I had my V6 Charger. I drove that thing up to 330,000 miles, and it was a good car. I mean, I had to replace the engine, but the fact that a car lived that long, 330,000 miles, and I got a new engine and brought the thing back from the dead at 250,000. That car was great. It did me well through the LVN program, or through the BSN program, I mean. But yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be what goes on next. Right now, though, I just really want to get into just kind of perfecting my teaching. Really, it's kind of is not enough to get them to pass your exams, because at the end of the day, I mean, I could give you all the answers and you'll get 100% on my exam, but you're not going to learn nothing. What good is it if I'm not training you to pass your NCLEX? So that's the thing. And at Unitech and any other nursing school, in fact, it's just a stepping stone. Your real test is the NCLEX. The NCLEX doesn't care how you did. It doesn't care how you did in school. It doesn't care what your GPA was. So it's one of those things where you gotta develop the work ethic. I mean, what in school might not help you on the NCLEX, but studying, developing good habits, and learning everything legitimately, that's what's going to train you up in the long run, because you're going to develop that work ethic. Because I studied differently for NCLEX than from school. I know there was tests. I barely made it. I got 78% on the exam, which for me, being a high-performing student, 78 is, kind of like, for me, that's considered a failure. Those were kind of my shitty exams. Good enough to pass, but it was low enough to where I'm like, damn, I need to I need to step my game up. But, you know, the point is, you know, you got to develop habits. Even if you know the answers to the test, you can't be lazy. You gotta study, and you can't just think about the exam in front of you. You gotta basically just be in there for the long haul. And, you know, how will this prepare me for my NCLEX? You know, if somebody gives me the answers and I memorize them, it might help me get 100, you know, on this test, whatever. But what's it matter if it can't teach you to pass? So that's kind of the main thing about that. So yeah, just stuck behind cars. That merge was fun, man. I got my adrenaline pumping, but now we're stuck here. We got this dude in a Hyundai Veloster right there. But yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be what goes on. This is gonna be my long and boring commute back home. Just kind of part of living in the Bay Area. But you really got to watch out, man, because, you know, I call these places Tesla towns. Fremont is literally a Tesla town. You know, San Ramon, Dublin, that's all a Tesla town. Like, everyone and their mom has a white Tesla, and they're all terrible drivers. I mean, it doesn't mean I don't like the car, because actually, Teslas they're quick. They're good cars, too, and they're fun. I never driven one, but, you know, it's one of those things where you can go pretty quick in a Tesla. They're heavy as hell, but I mean, just about everyone and their mom has one in the Bay Area, and a lot of them are just terrible drivers. Like, you see them driving like a Prius in the left lane. So yeah. But nah, I mean, from a dig, from 0 to 60, man, there's most of these ICE engines, you can't keep up with an EV. Otherwise, you're, you know, unless you mod the hell out of your car and you got a really good launch. But even then, it's kind of, you really want to kill a Tesla, you got to get them up top. You know, you got to be running from 60 to 120. You got to be able to go from 60 to 120 quicker. These EVs, they kind of die after 120 to 130 miles an hour, so you just need enough road to where you can use your top speed to beat them. But yeah, I mean, that's about it. And you can get them in corners if you got like a really well-tuned, you know, a lot of these import tuners, the light and maneuverable ones, you can get them at the corners as long as you get the momentum. But yeah, so yeah, the BSN program, and possibly, you know, teaching for it one of these days, that's something I legitimately am interested in. So yep, we'll go from there.